Right now at 6 a.m., a deadly shooting in the heart of Uptown. Why some worry the shooting could hurt businesses. Plus, a confirmed case of tuberculosis at a local high school. Why concerned parents say they're not getting the answers they need. And a new data center could be coming to Matthews. Why the location has some residents and planners concerned. WCNC Charlotte at 6 a.m. starts right now.
News that impacts you. You're watching WCNC Charlotte News at 6.
Good morning and thanks for waking up with us. I'm Autumn Bracey. We have a lot to get to this morning, but first we're going to send it over to Becca Birdsall for a look at your WCNC weather impact forecast. Becca, I love it. We're both rocking the yellow as we enjoy this last weekend of summer.
Yeah, we'll see lots of sunshine. We saw lots of sun yesterday that actually warmed up to a high temperature of 90 degrees, and that's exactly what we'll do for this afternoon as well. Look outside, it's dark and early out there, but really the only issue stopping it was going to be that patchy dense fog, especially between Ashwaubenon and Avery counties, also extending into Chesterfield as well. Outside now, 66 in Charlotte, 60 as you step outdoors in Statesville, and lower to middle 50s, out the door over towards the high country. So with lots of sunshine today, 9 o'clock breaking into the lower 70s, 11 o'clock lower 80s, and we'll see those high temperatures soar just like they did for yesterday, lower 90s across the greater Charlotte area, and middle to upper 70s for the high country. There will be a chance for a stray shower today, but most locations will stay dry. Probably a better chance coming towards the end of the work week. I've got those details coming up.
See you soon. Thank you, Becca. Developing this morning, one person is fighting for their life after a shooting in the Firestone Garden area. It happened yesterday afternoon on Northbrook Drive. Our crews were there at the scene shortly after it happened. A person who witnessed the incident described what he saw.
He drove past yelling up there, and then he come back down and then back up, and then he finally got out, and he got about halfway up to the door, and dude come out, and so he come back running, and he got back to the car, and he got hit.
We have reached out to police to find out if they have any information on a suspect. We're going to continue to update as we do find out more. A York County man has learned his fate. 37-year-old Eric Brown is set to serve 14 years in federal prison for drug conspiracy charges. Investigators say he intended to distribute 400 grams of fentanyl. They also tell us Brown was tied to a drug ring operating out of Rock Hill. The suspect accused of killing a man in the heart of Uptown Thursday appeared in court for the first time yesterday. Investigators say that suspect, Jerry's Jackson, shot and killed 20-year-old Jade Humphrey. The shooting happened after a verbal altercation. Jackson told police he was scared for his life and is claiming self-defense. People we spoke with told us they were shocked to hear about the shooting in such a popular area. They also worry it could impact businesses there.
Just came through not too many years ago, a pandemic, and a lot of these businesses here are the ones that are either they're new or they survived. And with the companies now just slowly kind of coming back to the office, they survived all of that. And so any type of thing like this that happens, it just maybe shows how vulnerable the area could potentially be without any type of security out.
Jackson is being held without bond. One of the men charged in a 4-year-old boy's death will remain behind bars. Anthony Abel was in court yesterday morning. Now he's being held under no bond. He's one of 4 men charged in Jace Edwards' death. Police say the suspects tried to steal a Dodge Charger from a neighborhood in Steel Creek. Before they left that scene, police say they fired several shots. One of those went into a home and killed the boy. Attorneys for the family of Jason Myers say they've reached an agreement in a wrongful death lawsuit. Myers was a meteorologist at WBTV. He died in a helicopter crash in 2022. The family says the settlement is intended to compensate for lost income and future earning capacity. Pilot Chip Tayag also died in that crash. Family, friends, and colleagues said their final goodbyes to a Cornelius police officer who was killed last weekend. You're taking a look at video of a procession for that officer, Gabriel Steinbach. He was hit and killed by a car while riding bikes with his wife last Saturday in Concord. The procession ended at the Bethel Baptist Church where his funeral was held. Well, parents are speaking out after a confirmed tuberculosis case at East Lincoln High School. As WCNC Charlotte Siobhan Riley explains, they're left with more questions than answers.
I spoke with Jessica Sprinkle less than 2 hours after she received this letter from East Lincoln High School stating one person tested positive for tuberculosis. Her daughter is a high school senior.
I have no idea if my child has been in any type of contact. That's a concern to me.
In this letter to parents, the Lincoln County Health Department says it's working closely with the high school and the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services to identify students and staff who may have been significantly exposed to this case of active TB during school hours.
They can't say who this person was, but what classes they were in, what times they are in the cafeteria or other parts of the school.
The letter also says in part, a person with active TB disease can spread the bacteria through the air to people around them who frequently share the same air.
It freaked me out. I couldn't believe it.
Kara Sprinkles, whose son attends middle school in Lincoln County, learned about the case on the district's Facebook page.
I mean, even though my son's not in high school, whoever this is could have, a middle school age sibling or just been around the area.
Health experts say when someone with active TB in their lungs coughs, sneezes, or talks, they can spray TB germs into the air. Parents say this letter doesn't make them feel comfortable sending their children back to school.
I feel it is very vague, and I would like some more information on it.
Here at the school, staff says there are no additional steps to take unless you have been contacted by the Lincoln County Health Department and notified that your child has been identified. It's also important to note that letter says officials say TB is not immediately life-threatening nor an emergency. Back to you.
Thank you, Siobhan. Now to a health alert this morning. South Carolina's Department of Health says a person has died from Eastern equine encephalitis. It's the first death from the virus of someone in the state in over 20 years. The virus is spread to humans by an infected mosquito bite. It is not transferable from person to person. The CDC says people with symptoms may experience high fever, body aches and pains, and fatigue for up to 2 weeks. They add the best way to reduce the risk of the virus is to prevent those mosquito bites. School safety remains a major topic of concern for districts across the country, and now that conversation is at the forefront in Union County. This is happening where parents learn not every campus has a dedicated school resource officer in place. WCNC Charlotte's Anna King went to Union County and spoke with district and law enforcement officials to get some answers.
That's right. The Union County Sheriff's Office says a string of deputy departures has stretched their resources thin, but they insist no school in the district is going without law enforcement coverage.
I feel like every school needs some kind of security to keep them safe, especially with all the stuff going on around the world.
Many in Union County are sounding the alarm after learning some schools in the district currently do not have dedicated SROs.
Some kids can't even go to school and feel safe because of all the corruption that's going on around. They can't really rely on school because some schools don't have SROs.
The Union County Sheriff's Office confirms over the last 12 to 18 months, they lost a significant number of sworn deputies. And while that's temporarily impacted a handful of SRO positions, they say they've already started reassigning sworn officers. Union County Public Schools say every school still has daily coverage, but for some parents, even a small gap feels like too much risk.
We need all the security at all the schools that we can get, because with the way things are today, it's not good.
With the recent events going on, school shootings and stuff like that, that's kind of scary seeing that we put on the back list. That should be like first priority.
The Sheriff's Office says maintaining campus security remains a top priority, and they're working quickly to close any gaps. In Union County, Anna King, WCNC Charlotte.
Thank you, Anna. The Trump administration is adding a $100,000 fee to H-1B visa applications, a major change to the program that helps U.S. companies hire highly skilled foreign workers. This new rule bars entry unless the fee is paid. Supporters say it protects American jobs, but critics warn it could push companies to move jobs overseas and discourage international students from studying here in the U.S. The H-1B program is already limited and difficult to qualify for, with demand far exceeding available visas. Well, the fallout continues after ABC pulled Jimmy Kimmel off the air. Writers protested outside ABC's New York headquarters, while President Trump warned he may target other networks next. Disney suspended Jimmy Kimmel Live after Kimmel suggested the alleged gunman who killed Charlie Kirk was a MAGA Republican. In a rare break with President Trump, Texas Senator Ted Cruz slammed FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, calling his threats against media outlets mafia-like and dangerous for free speech. Well, another data center is on the table facing questions, this time in Matthews. The planning board will take up a rezoning request next week. This proposal comes as leaders weigh two other controversial data centers in Morrisville and Statesville. This one would sit along East John Street and I-485. According to this report, the project is generally inconsistent with the East John area plan. That plan was approved back in 2017 and calls for a mix of retail, residential, and office space.
I would be surprised if Matthews is going to let anything too dramatic take place here. They're pretty particular about their zoning.
The new data center plan goes before the Matthews Planning Board Tuesday. Right now, early voting is underway for October municipal elections in 14 districts, including Hickory. Early voting will run until October 4th. Election day is that following Tuesday, the 7th. Well, check this out on your screen. Say hello to Roman, Kannapolis Police's newest K-9 officer. How cute. Well, he's named after WWE wrestler Roman Reigns, and he's going to be partnered up with the officer on your screen, Devin Steele. Now, 1-year-old Roman was born in Germany and has been training for police work since he was born. His partner, Devin, there has been with the department for 4 years. Very neat. Best of luck to both of them out on the streets. Well, next week marks 1 year since Hurricane Helene slammed western North Carolina. A new multi-million-dollar bridge on the Blue Ridge Parkway is just days from opening. Ray Lorena got a sneak peek as engineers put on the finishing touches.
This is a very exciting milestone for us.
A new bridge spanning 2 football fields now towers about 90 feet above the hustle and bustle of Interstate 26.
By the end of next week, the goal is to have traffic in both lanes on this new bridge.
Engineers say the $14.5 million bridge is about 5 years in the making.
Without us putting traffic on the new bridge, we can't tear down the old bridge. Without tearing down the old bridge, with that being there, we can't construct I-26 down below.
The old bridge's supports are in the middle of the interstate and are in the way of widening the road.
We are like the small section left between exit 33 and 37. That's about the only section that's not 4 lanes currently.
Engineers say the new bridge is made of high-strength concrete, should last longer, and be easier to maintain.
All the pieces were constructed in Wilmington and delivered here, and then it was post-tensioned out here on the job. There's 76 pieces out here.
Engineers say it will likely take 4 to 6 weeks to demolish the old bridge.
And they're going to cut it up into pieces and pick up the pieces one piece at a time, starting with the deck.
As the widening of I-26 moves into its next stage.
Give us another 6 months to a year, all of the 8 lanes will be open and it will be much more free-flowing. I look forward to it. I'm sure everybody else does.
All right, thank you very much. We'll be right back on WCNC Charlotte at 8 a.m. with more news, weather, and sports.